So I'm looking for a gun. Let's say I have someone I want to get rid of. Or maybe I'm just scared and a gun will make me sleep better at night. It doesn't really matter. On the dark web you can buy all kinds of things, including firearms, and stay completely anonymous. No questions asked. A gun delivered to my doorstep just within a couple of days. But is it really that easy? Let's start at the beginning. To get into the dark web I need a special browser. Most people use Tor. It's not illegal to use the Tor browser. Many use it simply as a tool to stay private. So as long as you don't do something illegal, like buying a gun, you're fine to use Tor or any other similar software.
Tor stands for The Onion Router. Tor uses multiple layers of encryption to hide the identity of a user. The internet uses the person's IP address, directly linking them to the website they're visiting. That's why it's easy to identify them. The Tor network sends data through several nodes or relay points, so the user's IP is not linked.
So this one here, for example, a Glock 17 costs 700 euros. Of course, I don't know who the vendor is behind this gun. And I will stop here. I would be very curious to see if the gun would actually be delivered to my doorstep within a couple of days. But I'm a good law-abiding citizen. To find out if it's really that easy to buy a gun on the dark web, I need the help of an expert. I'm meeting up with Haja Schulman. She's an expert in cybersecurity, and she's already shown German Chancellor Angela Merkel how hackers work. Thanks for meeting up with me. I have a bit of a strange request. I want to order a gun from the dark web. So, not for myself, but I'm just curious, how easy is that? Can you show me?
It is relatively easy. So what you need to do is you need to access darknet markets, and they're in darknet, as the name suggests. They're not accessible with regular browser. For this you need to take a Tor browser. Yeah. And once we install the Tor browser, we log in or register, and then we can log into the website. Now, first of all, the website will provide a lot of information about security that you should observe. And
how do I find that website?
The websites are found through Reddits and search places. Here, for instance, you can just type in Google search darknet, and you will have a lot of different websites. Often they will tell you search engines which you can use to search in darknet, marketplaces where you can buy weapons, drugs. This is one example. Now, so let's log in, get to this web page, which essentially is the darknet market. One example for a darknet market, which is called WHM. It tells you every information at the beginning that you need to know, how you pay for it, what you should be aware of. And once you read this, you start using it. So the idea is that all the darknet marketplaces are very similar. They have different categories.
Are these real offers?
Most of them actually is real offers, because the vendors, they are very careful about not losing their reputation. Every vendor here has a set of customers, and if he does a counterfeit, or if he doesn't deliver the goods, his reputation will be damaged, no one will buy from him. So the whole system in darknet is based on reputation. That's why typically the service is good, and if you order something, it will arrive. Now,
so it's kind of the same like Amazon. I mean, people are also looking what the reviews are.
I think it's even better. In the darknet, there is much more awareness that there are scams. Mm-hmm. So people do check reputation much more, and therefore, from what I saw, there are less scams than Amazon, for instance, or eBay. So you can buy, for instance, tutorials how to build bombs yourself.
Oh, wow.
Or how to build guns yourself. You can also buy guns. How they are delivered, this is typically by DHL to post.
So just normal postal service.
Exactly. You go to the box and you take it from the box. Now, the vendor is anonymous, because anyone can send by DHL, and that provides a layer of security for the vendors. Typically, it is very difficult to uncover such activities for the police, because it's all sent and shipped, packaged. The only one who does the analysis of what is sent, or maybe they look, is the Zoll. The
So only customs might check the packages.
Exactly, but they don't check every packages, and they check for other reasons. So if they find something which looks like weapons or drugs, they of course alert the police, but otherwise these transactions go unnoticed most of the time. And inside all of the huge number of things which are sent and shipped per DHL, much more difficult to identify which ones are the weapons. So yeah, you just type in the search items or category that you want weapons, that you want what you want to find, and you will be able to buy this on darknet.
Even though some of these offers might be scams, there are vendors who sell real guns. In July 2016, a man named David Sonboli killed 9 people in a shopping mall in Munich with a gun he bought on the dark web. The 18-year-old student wounded several people and killed himself after. How did he get the gun? Apparently, David planned the attack for over a year. Even though his own parents migrated from Iran to Germany, David developed a deep-rooted hatred for migrants and foreigners in general. His birth name was actually Ali, until he turned 18 and changed it. The police found out that David was a big fan of Anders Breivik, the Norwegian mass shooter who killed 77 people in 2011. David started looking online for a specific gun, a Glock 17, very similar to the one Breivik used. And he found one. A dark web gun vendor sold him a gun and ammunition for just under 5,000 euros. The marketplace was Deutschland im Deep Web, or DIDW, the biggest German language dark web forum. The forum had between 25 and 35,000 active users and over 6 million page views each month.
The founder of Deutschland im Deep Web and the vendor who sold the gun to David Sonboli both got a jail sentence for 6 and 7 years.
It's not just guns on the dark web that could potentially kill someone. Some people even offer to kill someone for you. We're talking about Hitman. Does the dark web really offer hitmen for hire, or is it just a myth?
Proving this would be difficult, because if these hitmen are really professional, then they can make an accident look like an accident, or they can beat someone up. And how would you know if it was beaten up just because he was walking down the street and annoyed someone, or because it was a rented assault?
Yeah, that's really scary. Fake hitman scams are an easy way to make money. Let's say you want to have someone killed and you find a hitman service on the dark web and think it's the real deal. You transfer your bitcoins, but for some reason the murder doesn't happen. The victim stays alive. What are you going to do about it? Tell the police? Probably not.
Some sites offer a variety of services like Slayer Hitman. Rapings and beatings cost $2,000. Crippling and castration cost a bit more, and then ultimately death by torture is $50,000. What these sites have in common is that they claim to be 100% legitimate. Besa Mafia took it a step further. They wrote fake articles from the FBI's perspective, claiming that Besa Mafia is real and must be stopped. The hacker Chris Montero later exposed the website as a scam. He managed to download Besa Mafia's entire message database and created a list with all potential victims and users that paid money to have them killed. The list was handed over to the police and several people ended up in jail.
Sadly, some of the victims really ended up dead. But not because they were killed by a hitman, but because they were killed by the person who wanted them dead in the first place. So it's the people who are looking for hitman services that are dangerous, not the fake hitman scams we find on the dark web. With that being said, the dark web can still facilitate murder or even mass shootings like the one in Munich in 2011. The shooter managed to buy a gun and ammunition online at only 18 years old. Finding a gun offline probably wouldn't have been that easy. So while hitmen aren't really a big problem, gun trafficking is. What do you think? Can gun trafficking on the dark web be stopped? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.